All right, so we have been selling on Whatnot for 6 weeks now. Today we actually had our best show yet. I want to talk a little bit about our overall experience and break down some of the numbers of today's sales. Let's get right into it. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, I do appreciate you stopping by and checking out the channel. My name is Ari on Instagram and on YouTube and Whatnot and TikTok, wherever you want to look for us as Nothing New Thrifts, same name everywhere. Together with my wife, we run a men's clothing eBay store. We've been doing this for a little over 3 years. Starting to dabble in the world of Whatnot now. We're currently listing about 245 items a week on eBay, so we're sourcing about 250 to 300 pieces a week. So sourcing for the Whatnot kind of just goes hand in hand. We're just picking up some stuff that we maybe weren't picking up before, or focusing a little bit more on specific kind of items. I only have a few weeks experience on the platform. I've only ran about 8 shows, so this is not going to be like a tips or tricks video. This is just going to be my experience. I'm going to talk a little bit about what did not work for us and a little bit about what did work for us. So let's get right into it. Our first show was on June 2nd, just about 6 weeks ago. On June 2nd, we hosted our first Whatnot show, and we had 19 items sell for a total of $95. Since I've only had 8 shows, I'm just going to talk about all of them really fast. The next day, we held another show. We sold 29 more items for $171. The next day, we held another show with like the scraps from the first 2 shows, and that show sold 15 pieces for $16. Our worst show yet. After that, the next day, we didn't slow down. On the 6th, we sold 21 items for $131. And then again, we tried to sell off the scraps the next day, and exactly what happened. We sold 12 items for $23. So in our first week on Whatnot, we actually sold $436, which was pretty cool, along with a $250 bonus. I believe it was 250 bonus, new seller bonus that they were offering at the time. So it was pretty exciting, pretty exciting stuff. All right, so that was 5 shows for a total of $436 in the first week of Whatnot. And then we had 2 more shows only in the month of June. On the 15th, we sold 19 items for $78. And then on the 16th of June, we sold 20 items for $162. I used the show on the 15th to promote the show on the 16th, which was going to be like a show that had more heavy hitters and more bangers in it. And it went well. That plan worked out well. All right, so after that show on the 16th, we had a lot of stuff going on over here. No excuses. Anyways, we took about a month off. I didn't realize it had been that long. Time flies, man. 4 weeks basically went by until our next show, which was today. Today, on July 17th, we hosted our best show yet. We sold 33 items for $271. Pretty awesome. A lot more than like $100 more than our previous best. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. I want to basically get into like the good shows, the bad shows a little bit, and kind of, my thoughts on it. All right. So before we get into some highlights of some of our best sales on Whatnot so far, I do want to just kind of talk out loud about what I think is working for us, what I think is not working for us, and maybe just how we're going to proceed in the future a little bit. Some of our best shows, again, just a newbie on Whatnot, so I'm just going to talk about like what we did and what I think worked. Some of our best shows, a couple obvious things. One, had our best items. Our highest selling shows had our biggest ticket items. Obvious. Our biggest shows had the most promoting. Whether we were promoting that with the previous show or I actually took the time to take like pictures of like cool pictures, like pictures of the things laid out for the thumbnail. For some of the big shows, I did I used a TikTok to edit a couple of videos, like little videos, little clips, just teasing the show. Not that I think I drove a lot of traffic to the shows, but maybe a little bit. And I think just that content I was putting out, might have been circulating a little bit, pushing some interest to the shows. A couple more things that I believe worked for us. One thing that I do believe is important and did affect us in a great way was scheduling our shows beforehand. Excuse me. Scheduling our shows beforehand, loading items into the show, showing the people what we're going to be running. I think people were showing up to our bigger shows knowing what they were going to be bidding on, and excited to see that specific item that they were looking for. And I think one of the biggest tips, or not tips, one of the biggest things that I think worked for us is listening to the people, listening to what the people want, and basically bringing them more of that. Not assuming that we know everything or anything, you know. I think our first show or two really opened our eyes to like how specific, at least the crowd that we were selling to is. A lot of our top sales are from like one brand. Most of them are from one specific style or aesthetic. So yeah, it's just been about basically listening to the people, hearing them out, what they're looking for, and picking those items up for them. You know, we're sourcing 4, 5, 6 days a week, so we're handpicking all of these items. So it's easy for us to again focus on what the people want, and I think that's been huge, huge, huge. I talked about what worked for us, and what did not work for us was just the opposite of that. Not being prepared during the shows, not being ready with the like items loaded, not promoting the show beforehand, and not bringing like quality inventory, not bringing nice stuff that people were excited to bid on. Yeah, I think that's kind of a recap of what did not work for us, which again is basically just the opposite of what did work for us. All right, and now the moment we've all been waiting for, or you've all been waiting for. Let's talk about our 10 biggest sales on Whatnot so far. Like I said, most of these sales are from the same brand, and like 90% of them are from the same like style. The first item, we're going to start at the bottom, lower dollar amount, and go to the top. First item is this Affliction Crow shirt. I'll pop up some screenshots here. Affliction Crow shirt. This was a new with tags Affliction shirt with 9 bids, sold for $15. Next item was this Pepsi denim jacket. This was like the exact kind of item that I would like to find for Whatnot. It's just a nice vintage jacket. No specific like great brand, but just a really nice style, and it had a really cool like Pepsi logo embroidered on the front. Can't really do anything with that on eBay, but it's a really cool style. And yeah, anyways, picked that up for $1. Sold for $16 with 10 bids on the Whatnot. Next item were these South Pole jorts. These were actually jeans that got cut into shorts, so they did lose a little value for that reason, but they sold for $19 with 12 bids. And then we had this Affliction shirt, a pretty cool Affliction shirt. We had this listed on eBay for like $30, so this was cool to see it sell. It sold for $19, 14 bids, you know, a little 15, 20-second auction, so pretty cool. Next up, we have this Carbon hoodie. The brand was Carbon. I think it's like a Y2K brand, but the style of the hoodie was like on point with a Y2K. It was like, had a big star, had just like graphics all over the sleeves, all over the hood, all over the front, all over the back. Yeah, good stuff there. Next item was another pair of South Pole jorts. I found a blue and a black pair together. Sold them both on this show. The blue pair sold for more, which I was surprised about. Sold for $25 with 16 bids. And next up, we have a Disney shirt, which for a long time was actually my highest sale on Whatnot. This was just a pretty random Disney Halloween shirt. The craziest thing is I had this shirt listed on my eBay for like $16, maybe $17, but that's usually what I list Disney shirts for, like in that $20 range, like just under $20, unless they're cool or like really cool. Anyways, this was like 16, 17 bucks on eBay. I ran it on Whatnot thinking it was just like a little auction. People were acting real like nonchalant about it. And then everybody started to bid, and it got all the way to $26. So we sold this Disney Halloween shirt for $26 with 19 bids. That was pretty fun. Yeah, Whatnot's pretty fun, I will say that. Next up, we sold another hoodie. Again, this is like not really like a great eBayable piece. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this brand is good actually. The Carbon brand I don't think is like a great eBay brand. Maybe Silver Star is an okay eBay brand. But anyways, found it like on a Friday and ran it that weekend, sold in like one day, or like 10 seconds, right? Or 30 seconds, whatever. This was the brand is Silver Star. It was a gray hoodie, same thing, just like graphics like all over, had a skull on the front. The zipper pull was like a skull. That was pretty sick. Like graphics on the hood, graphics on the sleeves, graphics on the back. Yeah. And then my last two sales, my two best sales, were from the same brand, basically the exact same item. We sold a pair of South Pole jeans in a size 30, no, it doesn't matter size 36. But we sold those for $32 with 22 bids. So that's kind of like eBay pricing on that. So that was pretty cool. That's the kind of stuff that I'm really trying to start putting aside for my Whatnot shows, the like really cool Y2K stuff, since that's like on trend right now. And a lot of the buyers are like into that stuff, or a lot of my buyers are into that stuff. And then the last sale of the day that I'm going to talk about, and the best sale we've had so far. I don't know why there's no picture here. Maybe I didn't load it with a picture. Oh, you know why there's no picture? Because I did not load those pants into a show. I had a really like long show one night where people kept asking about some South Pole jeans, and I mentioned that I had found some recently, but I wasn't going to sell them because they were dirty and they were in an IKEA bag, deep in my garage. And then everybody in the chat kept begging me to go get them, to show them, to tease them, to run them. And there was a couple of people that were just begging and begging and begging for like an hour for me to get them. Anyways, I went to the back, I dug them out of the dirty bag. I ran them like that, ran them dusty. And yeah, 13 bids. They went all the way to $44. I think we started them at like $5 or $10. I don't remember. But they went all the way to $44, which was pretty surprising to me. Yeah, and that was our best Whatnot sale. So as you guys can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 South Pole items, two Affliction shirts, South Pole, Affliction, Y2K. That's kind of what is a little hot right now still. Let me know if you guys agree. Let me know if you guys think something else is hot or hotter, or if you guys think Y2K is out and something else is in. Definitely let me know. I like to be in the loop. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy that video. Just a quick little recap again, our first 6 weeks on Whatnot. And I wanted to do that recap because we just had our best show ever in those 6 weeks. Yeah, hope you guys found this information useful. Maybe it helps your decision deciding if you're going to sell on Whatnot, try it out or not. Anyways, just again, Whatnot and Newbie here. Just wanted to share my experience so far. I will end the video with one quick note. If you're still here watching, you get this little piece of information. I just ran my worst Whatnot show ever. Yeah, like 30 minutes ago. I was live for about 25 minutes. Didn't get a single request. I had one person ask about something. Other than that, no other requests, no other questions. I had like 25 items loaded in, and nobody wanted anything. They were all pretty mid Disney items, so I'm kind of breaking my rules, or not rules, but kind of going against what I talked about earlier. I didn't really promote the show that well. I didn't really have the things loaded in as I was supposed to have them loaded in, and it wasn't the best inventory, and my show tanked. So there you go, some proof of doing things correctly, but it's all good. We live and we learn. We move on. We'll be live again tomorrow. I'm going to load that show today and start promoting it today. Again, doesn't need a crazy lot of promoting. At least, I think one day in advance is good. But yes, we're going to do a better job for tomorrow's show and not have a repeat of what happened today. Thank you guys for watching at the end. If you guys enjoyed this video, it does take a lot of time to make these videos, so I do appreciate you guys just hitting the video with a thumbs up, hitting the channel with a subscribe, drop a comment if you have some time. If you have any questions or anything, definitely drop a comment below. Happy to help. Yeah, that's about it. Catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.